Hey everyone, it's Kathy Zilski back with another installment of Easy with me, CZ. Today I'm going to share a hack for lining things up and a way to stamp the same pattern on a bunch of different die cuts. Let's get into the card project. I'm starting out today with my A2 grid die set. Now this allows you to cut out a very delicate grid from cardstock, but it can be a little tricky to line up. So what I'm going to do is dry emboss the pattern of the die right into my cardstock panel for my card. So all you need to do is look up whatever your embossing sandwich is. I use the Griffin Empress machine, and my sandwich is 2 clear plates, the embossing plate. You can also add the metallic shim, but I just wanted a light embossing. And now what this will do, it gives me a very faint but seeable guideline, and I can add my glue to the guideline rather than the die cut. Now I chose to do little thin dots, but you could do little strips as well. These fine tip bottles from Gina Designs make it very easy to get those small dots out, and then you just gently place the grid of cardstock, this delicate little die cut, right onto your panel. And now I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper just to burnish over that and pick up any glue that I don't want. And that's how easy it is to line it up. Now I want to use a little template guide so that I can stamp the exact same pattern on multiple die cuts. This is really easy to do, again, with a little scrap paper that I've cut my heart shape out, and it is held in place here by my craft tacky mat that fits inside my MISTI. All you do is take your pattern, and this will work with any kind of pattern. If you have small patterns like in this stamp set that I'm using from Gina K, it's going to work great. But really any pattern will do. You pop in your die cut. I'm taking a coordinating color. This is going to be very tone on tone. So it's just going to add this pattern to the hearts in the exact same place every time. You stamp it down, transfer the ink, and then you have your pattern onto your die cut. And now all I have to do is repeat this for every color. And again, I'm doing tone on tone because it's going to give that nice little rainbow effect when the card is all put together. You could also use ink cubes for this so you didn't waste ink because you really only need it in that little center area. But I just pulled my pads as I was preparing for this card project. Again, stamp and repeat. Now, when you're cleaning off in between, just make sure that your stamp is dry, right? Sometimes if your stamp chamois has a little extra moisture, you can transfer that and leave that behind. So I always make sure just by kind of patting my hand onto the stamp after I've cleaned it to see if there's any moisture. And then I make sure to just let it dry. But it's so easy to just plug them in. The grip mat holds everything in place. And again, whatever kind of pattern stamps you have, you can do this with any die cut. And it's just a fun way to take a simple shape and sort of step it up a bit with this really easy to do stamping technique. And of course, that little template just holds it all in place. Off camera, I stamped and embossed a greeting from A2 Grid Basics, and I did this with white powder on gray fog cardstock, and that is also a lovely color from Simon Says Stamp. This die set is meant to go with this grid die set, and I thought I would add just a little extra by pulling off another one of the little stamps from the Gina K set and add this little spatter pattern using the color flannel. Flannel is a really nice match to fog cardstock, and that is also what I cut the small grid out of. I'm cleaning it off of the lower dots because I really just want a little bit of that pattern there. I will flip my cardstock around and repeat. Now you could stamp this really easily with a block as well. I just thought it would be nice to have that placement be a mirror image across the design, and that's why I used my MISTI. So now I have my little extra spatter detail in place, and I'm going to prepare my note card. This is 80-pound cardstock. I'm doing the actual panel here that's going to have all the elements. That's 110, so I figured that would give this card enough sturdiness, and I'm just going to adhere it to the front of the 80-pound note card. Now it's just assembly. So I've got foam squares that I'm going to put on the back of everything here to pop it up. And these are just the regular depth foam squares. And I will add a little bit of liquid glue to each foam square. This just gives a little float time before you commit to your placement. It can allow you to make just the smallest adjustments. But once I get that in place, then I'll use my ruler and the grid to line everything up. So a T-square ruler is a really useful tool, especially this 6-inch square, which is designed with card makers in mind, and it allows you to get placement and line things up so easily. The ruler itself has a little ledge, and you just press it against the edge of your note card or your panel, and then you can line up the other elements. And again, putting a little bit of liquid glue onto foam squares, it just gives you, see that, just that little bit of slip until you get it exactly where you want it. So I'm just using the ruler and the grid and placing everything down and finishing off with my little greeting that will pop into the grid. So I hope these tips are helpful for lining things up or stamping multiple die cuts with patterns. I really love the A2 grid die set. It's so fun. I think you are going to have a lot of fun with these shapes and the coordinating greeting set as well. And that finishes out my card for today. We'll have a blog post with photos and all the supplies, so be sure to check that out. And I will see you back here with another installment of EZ with CZ next month. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.